I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your man's Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your man's number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Got a few things to talk about, man. I'm sad about the loss to Atlanta. I'm not going to quote a great American poet this morning. I will, however, say blue tears, orange tears, Blorange tears. Bim! Let's go. Let's go. Right? We'll say, throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What's good? Let me get into the tip-off. So the tip-off starts with a T. Is the T capitalized? Huh. These teams that beat us have elite talent, and we don't. And it frustrates me, man. It frustrates me. You can't help but respect Trae Young at this point. And I know I called them all kind of names like Trey DeBarge and all kind of stuff. But at this point, what can you do? I mean, who are we developing? Alec Burks and Evan Fournier? That's who we're developing? I mean, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. I mean, let me read this box score to y'all. Trae Young, their point guard, hit 7 3-pointers. He hit 12 free throws. He had 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 rebound. Bogi Bogdanovic had 32 points on 11 of 20 shooting. So together, these two hit 11 3-pointers and were 14 for 45. I'm sorry, 24 for 45 from the field. Right? RJ Barrett, on the other hand, had 30 points on 9 of 25 shooting. 9 of 25 shooting. That's crazy. 9 of 25. And he was 11 for 17 from the free throw line. Can y'all hear me okay? Am I having a tech issue? Mark Swift, can you hear me okay? Hey, Bodega, can y'all hear me okay? Everything all right? I had an issue with YouTube and StreamYard earlier doing the joint. I just want to make sure. Is my internet out? Okay. Good. All right. Yeah, I'm frustrated, man, by Okay. I'm frustrated by just a bunch of stuff, man. I'm more interested. Let me just do this. So I threw the link in the chat, man, because I'm honestly at a loss for words. Like, legit, I don't know what to say to y'all except but to come on and be here. I'm present. I'm an active participant, but I don't know what to say. Right? And a lot of times when you don't have anything to say, the best thing to do is let other people rock. Right? Because I'm at a spot where I just can't figure this thing out. I found myself admiring Trae Young yesterday. Quality Jumper says, we got KO'd on the ropes last night. Humbling loss. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I can't figure it out. At the end of the game, towards the end of the game, where the game was out of reach, but we were still making a run, Atlanta was getting wide open shots. Wide open. And then this, yeah. Let's look at the Obi Toppin stat line. So I don't know what Obi's numbers are. I'm gonna guess. Fish was good. I'm gonna guess Obi Toppin's numbers were somewhere like 12 points and 5 rebounds. 13 points and 5 rebounds. Let me give him 13. All right, where's Obi? Oh, Obi started. So Obi was 10 points, 7 rebounds. Okay. I knew it was going to be something like that. What's up, Fish?
What up, Uncle Freezy?
How you been, man? Man, I've been all right.
Good. Hold on. I'm gonna come right back. I can barely hear you. Hold on.
So Obi was, I was thinking 13 points and 5 rebounds against a team like Atlanta up and down the floor, but Obi had 7 rebounds. Okay. Did anybody else notice the Trae Young ankle breaker on Taj Gibson? Why the wide open shots? We deserve to lose if we play so lax. You can't win like that. Yep. No, we can't win like that. Did anybody else notice the Taj Gibson break his ankles thing? The Taj Gibson break your ankles thing frustrated me for a number of reasons. Reason number one is Taj Gibson is old. Number two, Tibbs having him out there at that stage of the game was boneheaded. Right? I just don't understand how you have Taj in the game in that situation. Right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that matchup, and I understand that due to a lack of depth, the Knicks couldn't. That's one of the best lineups they could put out there, right? But because Cam is hurt, Randall is hurt, Noel is hurt, just a bunch of stuff, man. So to me, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Man. Last night was a heartbreaker to me. And not a heartbreaker, not in a heartbreaker sense, like you caught your girl cheating with your best friend heartbreaker. But I'm talking about in a sense, impending doom. Like they tell you a certain bad thing is gonna happen, and you know that day is gonna come, and then it finally shows up, and then the doom things happen. The doom thing happens as scheduled, like that. That's the kind of heartbreak I'm talking about. Just frustrated, man. I'm frustrated to the point where I just want to kind of get this thing over with. Osaduke Fish, what's good?
What's good, Uncle Freezy? Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Man, how the Lakers doing, man?
Oh, you want to talk about a terrible team? They are terrible. Like when we get on here, I come on here and watch KMD and listen to you guys talk about the Knicks. And then I watch the Knicks game, and then 7:30 the Lakers come on. I'm like, wow, they're worse than us. Their dysfunction is like ours is more like granted. Theirs is like, why are they so dysfunctional? Like what's really going on?
Right.
Like they got Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan and like 3 or 4 centers. They don't even play them. They run LeBron at center.
Yeah.
Like the other day, KP put up like 20 points in the fourth against them. Like it was nothing. And, like no adjustments were made. Like they tried putting Westbrook on them. They tried putting who else they tried having on them? Like Stanley Johnson. He was just shooting right over the top of them. Like it was bad. They're looking bad this season.
Right.
But they still do got LeBron James, and anything is possible when you got that guy on your team.
Yeah. I don't know what it's like to have a Russell Westbrook. As a Knicks fan, I don't know what the sensation feels like to have an Anthony Davis.
Right.
It's been so long since we had a Pat Ewing in his prime. It's been 25 years easy. I want to say 28 years since we had a superstar in his prime.
What about Melo? I guess you're trying to say Melo's not in his prime or not a superstar. Or he's not like a Nick. I kind of get what you're kind of getting at.
I would say Melo, yeah, but Melo didn't really achieve anything.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm getting. I'm talking about a guy that's great as a player and achieved stuff. That's what I'm getting at. No shade to Melo, right? I'm not gonna sit up here and shade Carmelo Anthony, right? But Melo didn't do anything while he was here. He didn't
elevate
there's like no 4 or 5 year Eastern Conference Finals runs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or no real playoff threat where we kind of kept losing to like the Heat or something like that, where we just couldn't get over the hump. We were just average. Yeah. We were just a playoff team.
Right. Right. A lot wise, what's good? Aaron N, what's good? JJ's in the building. Of course, you know my main man Bodega Wi-Fi is here holding it down. What's good? Let me do something real quick because I put the wrong time up.
Yeah, you put it for 7:30 p.m.
Is it for 7:30 p.m.?
Yeah, because when I first looked, I was going to come on and it was.
Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna bring Sam on, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back, y'all.
What's up, Sam? What's up, D?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you been, man?
Hey, man, I'm chilling. Like I said, it's a busy week for me.
How the book treating, man?
Like we on spring break, but since I'm in season, we got 4 games in a week, so I haven't really had too much free time. I got a game tonight, so I missed the Knicks game last night, but looks like for what I was saying pregame that prediction turned out to reality. So I'm not surprised with the outcome, to be honest.
I mean, you just missed the Trae Young and Bogdanovich show. That's all.
Oh yeah, of course.
RJ shooting a lot of shots, trying his hardest. You miss nothing.
Seems like more of the same.
Yep. Obi came out and did what Obi was gonna do. Nothing really.
Wait, did he have a dunk?
He did have a dunk. He's gonna get a dunk, Uncle Freezy.
He's gonna get a dunk.
That's mandatory. Obi again. He's probably got like a good streak going of games with dunks.
Man, I would trade that listen,
hey, Freezy, you look like D'Angelo right now. Going through it.
Man,
I'm exhausted from that. It's exhausting. I get sucked in. I watch the game. I was saying, okay, and then Cobblepot, as you call him, puts Taj in the end of the game, and then he puts Burks back in, and the young guys are just heating up, and then he just does that because he goes to his safe place that in his mind that he puts these guys back in.
Oh, D'Angelo. So it was another
Burks was our best player last night.
So the young guys were cooking again, and he put the vets back in.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what he always. I'm sorry, Steve. He puts Taj back in to play the rest of the game, and he couldn't keep up with anybody. He looked too old out there, like he was
Too old.
Yeah, and then Burks is back in there, and missing shots. And then McBride hits a huge, like a big three. Let him heat up. No, he pulls him out. It's just same tips, moves that he always does. And we just got to put up with it for the rest of the way here, the rest of the season. I was like, good, let us lose. As soon as he did that with Burks and Taj, I was like, good, lose, you bum. Lose. You just lost.
D'Angelo is good, man.
Burks played the best last night.
And towards the end of the game, I think RJ came out. I think RJ was the best player in the beginning of the game.
Burks was,
and then Burks at the end of the game. But
so it was more of what I said, Freezy pregame of the Taj of the Taj getting minutes when we all knew he shouldn't.
Yeah, Taj got minutes. He got minutes. He got the whole half of the fourth quarter. He was in there, and I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Sims is jumping out of the gym. Just leave him in.
I'm just saying, guys. Remember, I told you before the game. I just knew that Taj Gibson was going to get a lot of burn.
You can't go crazy and talking about Sims and this and that. He had zero defensive rebound.
Oh, okay, well, then I'll just watch Taj play instead. I'm happy about that.
That narrative about the kids and all that, like, let's really look at the game. Sims did nothing. McBride did nothing. Like that narrative is not always great.
To put more nothing in the game, I got to see an old man running up the court, and the other guy's knee socks up to his kneecaps, or running around the court missing shots. Okay.
Tosh hit a 3 and a nice jumper that kept us in the game. Like, let's be really like look at the game for what it is, and not with your narrative that you want to put.
I just don't see how I'm looking at the box, and I don't know how the heck we let Bogdanovich go for 32. And he was 4 for 10 from 3. So he didn't even get most of his points off of shooting the 3.
And as Freezy, you said, just like literally just end the season now. I'm so sick of it. I mean, we got to be on national TV again.
Hey, Freezy, I don't know about you, but I'm chilling. You know, we watching that tournament, and we watching our guy. You know, your savior. You know, he's leading them. So I'm chilling right now. I'm watching college basketball.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing though? Because I feel like his draft stock is going up.
Oh yeah. You're right, Fish. It probably is going to go up. But like I said, I'm just enjoying watching that brand of basketball. The Knicks, I haven't enjoyed watching them in a minute, though. I watch it more for me to evaluate the games, but as far as enjoying watching Knicks basketball, it's been a while.
And as long as the front office is coming back next year and Taves is coming back next year, it's going to be more of the same thing because they're going to probably keep all the same guys outside of the draft. Whatever we do that will screw up, we'll see. I don't know. But I'm not confident about next year at all because the front office is still intact. We'll see what happens at the end of the season. Maybe Dolan will get off his little miniature horse and make a big move and then just clean house.
So what do you want to do? To fire everybody?
Front office first, Fish.
Yeah, Fish. D'Angelo wants everybody going.
It's only been 2 seasons?
No, I want the front office gone. I want them out first. I want them. They got to start from there because the front office brought this trash in this past season and making stupid, these little miniature contracts, and I just can't. I just can't handle the stupidity of the franchise. I don't. I want smart basketball people minds in there. Come on, it's been too long, man. We haven't won.
So wait. If those same smart basketball minds that you wanted in here made those same moves, would you still want them going as well? I just want to see how you get the really good.
Yes. If smart basketball minds made this move,
wouldn't it be worse? Wouldn't it be worse though? Like you know what I mean? Like if you know what you're doing. If you're supposed to know what you're doing and you do that, and you know what I mean?
There are other organizations that are way smarter than us. Come on. They're novice. This front office is novice.
I mean, I watch D'Angelo. I live in LA. I'm a LA.
I got you. Go ahead.
I watch the Lakers I'm a Knicks fan, 100%. But I watch the Lakers every night for sure. I'm on, 7:30 prime time when watch basketball or the night's done. They are way worse than us. I don't care what you say.
But when was the last time they won a chip? You want to tell me when that was?
It's not. See, we're talking about the chips and stuff. I'm talking about right now. Like,
they're not a franchise. Yeah, they screwed up this year with the moves that they made. But they get to pay. I mean, they've been winning. They've won as a franchise. We have won nothing in the last 20 plus years. Long. Come on. There comes a point you just get so frustrated.
I mean, that's a lot of NBA
team. It makes me sick. It affects my day the next day. I get tired of it. It does.
See, D'Angelo, and that's where
you're messing with that.
Yeah, D'Angelo, that's where you gotta separate it because you can't let that affect your daily lifestyle.
No. Listen, that's my comfort. When I like to see my team. I hate being the laughing stock. I'm talking. Listen, I don't feel that affect my whole lifestyle. This is a Knicks show. This is what we're talking about. I know how to separate the two. I'm not stupid.
Of course.
I'm just making sure. I'm for your well-being. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm good. I don't need some therapy. I have a therapy dog now. Don't worry about it.
What is his name? Tibbs? You named him Tibbs?
Yeah, me, of course. That's why I'm amazing. Yes, but my Knicks is my comfort. Listen, I love my Knicks, and they just don't. I was looking forward to the season, like all of us. We got that 5-game winning streak at the beginning of the season. I said, okay, all right. We got something here. It was exciting, and all of a sudden, it just went right down the hill. Boom.
Right.
Hoop rolls down the hill. That's it.
Right.
I wouldn't the show.
We lost to Orlando, and we thought it was a blip on the radar. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what started
yeah, we
it
took
off.
them. We took them light. No.
No, we lost twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat us like a couple of days later too. Yeah.
Hey, Bodega, you're right. I did say that Taj was going to start. I really did believe that the one and only was going to start him. He didn't, so I guess props to him for that. But he still, from what it's hearing, it seems like he had him in the game when he wasn't supposed to. I would agree with you that you're right about me being a Lord, but technically that's not what I'm going to be doing. So, with the technicalities presented, that's kind of false, sir. But y'all go ahead. Had to address that.
I'm frustrated that RJ Barrett sucks.
That's you believe now, Freezy?
No. I don't believe he sucks long term.
No, I got you.
No, I don't think he's a bad player. But everybody goes through a stretch where you just can't get right. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Even in life, in real life, where you're like, man, what am I doing? You never asked yourself that, like, what in the world am I doing?
Yeah.
I think RJ Barrett is in that stage.
We can't hit any free throws.
Right.
Yeah, he was struggling.
What I can say one thing about RJ is though, I feel like his problems are fixable.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like his problems are fixable. Like he can get better at finishing at the basket. I've seen him gradually get better from rookie year. I don't feel like, but he is inefficient though. I've had one.
But there's things there. Yes, he's young, and you could see his mentality. He's got a good mentality, and I like that about him. And you see the promise in him, and he's going to make the adjustments. I like it that he's hard on himself. That's how you get better. You get in the gym, you work the crap that you're not good at out. You work at it and work. That's it. You be obsessive over it, and then you're going to be a winner. So
right.
I think he will be good. He's just got the right mentality. And here in New York, I think he's definitely a keeper here. So.
And another thing is he plays below the rim.
Right.
I mean, when he goes to the he can get to the basket at will. You know what I mean? But when he gets there, most of the time he has to shoot some type of jumper or floater or layup instead of being able to dunk on everybody. Like, if he had that ability, we would definitely have a superstar on our hands.
Mm-hmm. And you see, like with Toppin, like I like Toppin. I like his, his excitement when but he just does the same thing. It's just so telegraphed. Alley-oop. But I mean, what is this? It's just like an echo in the gym. It just does the same thing. He's around the rim, but he's got to wait for somebody to pass the ball. He's not creating his own shot.
Yeah, he doesn't have any type of ability to create his own shot.
Nothing in the low post. Nothing. He just dunks, and it's not a.
He doesn't have a mid-pitch post game. He has nothing but open floor.
I don't know. Yeah, so
and it's really nothing wrong with that, but the style of brand of basketball that we play is not
right
out there most of the time.
Right.
Like I say this though, some guys are expecting RJ to take over the whole game, and we know that he's not a 1 or 2 option. So he's giving you enough to where he at least showed up for most of the game. Yes, he missed the free throws, but at the end of the day, I mean, some of these guys that we have on here are just not good. Like, it's hard to work with some of these guys that we have on this team. They're just not good.
Yeah.
Right.
So who
what it is too? A lot of these players
they have to fall back on when he's not scoring last night.
We don't have players that can hit timely shots. You know what I mean? Like, where if you look at the box score, like, okay, like Evan Fournier, he had 11 last night, and he hit 3 threes, but none of his threes really meant it. You know what I mean? None of them were to stop the bleeding or to cut the lead down to 3 or anything like that.
Fournier is trash.
a lot of our, you know what I mean? We don't have anybody that's gonna make a timely basket that we can count on. Even as a role player, like, you know, like, of course, like, you would depend on like RJ or Randall or somebody that can create a shot to get a bucket. But like when that hockey pass, that secondary pass, we don't have that person that we kind of know. Okay, if he gets the ball,
48 looks like, 48 looks slow. Like everything's in slow motion when he's moving. You know, he just moves very slow, and he's just like he's walking in quicksand, or he's running in quicksand. He's terrible on defense. My God, he's so bad on defense. Makes you want to throw up. Anyway,
what it is with Fournier is on defense is just the fact that his lateral movement isn't good. And when you don't have good lateral movement, you can't stick.
Right.
And he doesn't have a strong base either. So it's not like
he can
stand, if somebody's posting him up. So if you don't have a strong base or a lateral movement, like we all need, reliability on defense. He can hit a couple of shots on offense, but like we know, if he's not on offense, then he gives you nothing.
Yeah.
But see, that's my point, Sam. If he hit his shots that he's supposed to hit on offense, then you kind of let the defense kind of slide a little bit. But he don't do that, though. He don't hit the shots that he's supposed to hit all the time. Like, of course, nobody's going to go 100%, of course. But what I'm saying is, like, those timely baskets that we need, like, you know, like, okay, RJ was going into a slump last night during the second, third, and half. We didn't have nobody to score. Like, Burks came in and did that, like, towards the end of the game. But other than that, nobody else hit, like, timely baskets.
Yep.
When we were up 12, nobody hit a basket to stop them from coming back. Like, you know what I mean?
You don't have any other scoring option. That's what I'm saying. You know, what is RJ to do when the best other option he has out there is Alec Burks for the time being, because Fournier didn't show up. You got Mitchell Robinson who can't shoot. You got Tyler Dixon who can't shoot. So I mean, Obi Toppin can't shoot.
Obi can't shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Randall can't shoot.
Yeah. RJ's a slasher, so that's his game first. His slasher.
Right.
He can't go to the basket when you got guys like that crowding the paint. So it's kind of hard for him to get his, you know, like that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So that's where you get into Freezy, like how we've been talking the past few streams, is we need more talent. You got to hope guys can get something through the draft, because as we know, free agency is hard. So the draft, we need to get the talent. That's what we're lacking on this team very badly, is talent.
I feel like it's not talent that, I mean, of course it's talent, not that talented, but it's a direction.
Oh, yeah.
We need smart.
We need
smart because we don't get any smart moves. We don't make the smart. We didn't do anything in the off season that was smart. We didn't do the right things. They had more than enough time to figure it out. They could have figured it out. That's what they get paid for.
Name one thing that they did in the offseason that was smart. Like, even though that they traded for Cam Reddish, like, I remember Freezy and Hadouken and all of us talking about that for like the 21st pick or something like that. Like, why didn't we do that then? Like, why didn't we do that then and have a whole training camp, a whole season with Reddish, you know, on the floor instead of halfway through the season? Then we didn't play him halfway through, you know, halfway that we had him. It was kind of like pointless. Now he's hurt. So now we didn't even really get a chance to even see him at all develop in our team system at all.
Right.
Well, going to Uncle Freeze.
Hi, boss.
Fish. Mr. Sam Grandison. Mr. Debbie Down to D'Angelo. What's going on?
No, I was down. Randall didn't play, but he was still in the gym. So.
Yeah, I know. Just by clapping and high-fiving his teammates, I knew he was mad because of that. I know that for sure.
What's up, Stop?
Just by him in the building. Sam, I had to agree with Jose. Take time to start. He was wrong on that.
Hey, Steffi, you breaking up real bad, man.
You're in the matrix, sir.
Yeah.
Matrix. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Come right back.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm gonna go in the room and cry. I'll be right back.
Please. Say CPS for me.
I mean, honestly, guys, this is just where we're at. I mean, and like you're saying, Fish, it's sad because not a single one of those off-season signings or acquisitions that we made outside the draft paid off. You got Rose, who never really got to show you anything this year. He was hurt all year. Same thing with Noel. Burks regression. You know, it's just really you hate to see it because that's where you spent the money, and it didn't pay off at all for you. It actually declined in your investment. So
Yeah, yeah, for
I
sure, for sure.
I try to find positives, and I look at the positives. Say, I like the young guys that we got. But then you have the coach who's yelling in the end, doesn't play him. And then, like, especially at this point that we're like where we are, just play them. You're trying to win no, just play the young guys. Let me take my shot to sit and watch old man Taj out there and Burks hauling up shots because he's a role player on any other team. I don't want to see that. Just play the young guys. Make me happy. Let me see the young guys play. I'll accept the defeats.
and
Let
there
me
you
just
go.
watch them play, man.
But D'Angelo, as Knicks fans, we are not gonna accept defeat at all. We don't like losing.
Well,
After a while, like
yeah, but me personally, I would accept that more. Sit Randall out for the rest of the season or next season too. Please, do me a favor. This man,
Well,
I
let's
know.
be
attitude, making a scene about the other night, the embarrassment. The whole season, he's just done that. Big baby, crybaby. Sit down. Go somewhere. Go.
So
I don't know.
What would you want to have done, D? Like, what would be your perfect off season or somewhat perfect?
Talking to me?
Both of you guys.
Yeah, go ahead, D'Angelo, because I
First,
Not Sam.
no, D'Angelo, I want you to
You're happy about the college
I want you to
tournament.
get it all out. Just get it all out.
D'Angelo, I want you to sharpen the pitchfork and go ahead and let it out. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I'm letting it out. Comes out, and when you have gas and it just comes out, it comes out in spurts with me. So there's not a lot of fluidity. So
Because honestly, for me, I think for the off season, you have to first off evaluate this talent that we're seeing come through the draft and draft. And if there's a move to be made draft night, you do it. Even if it's with the current players on the roster.
Got you. Can you hear me good?
yeah, very good.
If it's a move that's gonna help
Go ahead, Sam.
the team, then I think we should go ahead and make that move draft night. If it's a trade for another player, if it's a trade up, if it's helping us in talent acquisition, and we're getting rid of some of, like Mike Boy said for me, these depreciated assets that we now have on the team with the or somebody like that. If you can find a way to get rid of these guys and attach them onto something, I think that's a move. I know a lot of people want to see Randall gone. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be, but I can guarantee you that the Knicks front office is at least discussing how that will work out. I think that would be smart for them to do, to at least have a discussion on a Randall trade, regardless of if it's going to happen or not. Also, for me, since we're up with Tibbs now,
Yeah, we are.
bring in some of these guys who are going to develop these players as far as assistant coaches and developmental staff.
Sam, you and a lot of smart guys, all these guys on this panel that come on every day are so much smarter than that front office. It makes me sick because you would know what to do in the draft and who to get to make this team better. That's it.
What direction would you want to go with that, Sam? Now, would you want to get like a young, like vets or young vets, or would you want to go like a total youth movement? Like what direction?
See, the thing is, I actually, even if you look at some of these rebuilding teams, I don't have an issue with having one to three vets on the team who are just, they know their role. But we got guys on this team who kind of know their role, but they're still being forced into it because of who we got at the helm. Because I can guarantee you Taj Gibson didn't sign his contract expecting to play 20 to 25 minutes a night.
But do you think see, me personally, I don't think everything falls back on Tibbs.
No, I don't either. I think
the
front office is to blame for some of this too.
I feel like the front office is to blame for most of it.
Yeah, because they made the signings. So
yeah, because
you could argue that
only play who he has. Like, of course, like, see, this is how I see it. So at the beginning of the year, he wasn't playing Grimes, right? And then the first time he got a chance when everybody got hurt, he played Grimes and he went off. Grimes has been getting time ever since then. You feel me? Like he's been getting. It might not be as much as we want, but he's been getting minutes ever since then.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Sims. Sims has been slowly put into the game slowly. Like, he's been played. RJ has played. Obi, even though he plays behind Randall, so that, affects his minutes, but he plays. Quickly plays. Like, the young guys play. I just feel like we didn't go in a direction of young players. So, like, signing Evan Fournier, paying him $18 million. You can't have $18 million just sitting on the bench. I'm sorry. Like,
so to answer your question, I do believe that you should go with the youth movement as far as the direction of the team moving forward, just because of the simple fact that you're seeing some glimpses out of these guys that could show you more stable production in the future, I believe. And
what guys do you see stable production from, though? Because I see the young guys part, but I don't see any of them.
No, I'm saying you see glimpses that they can produce for you in the future with guys like speak of, how like Grimes has his hot games. We see how RJ will have a couple of hot games, stuff like that.
Right.
You might show some flashes, but nothing to where it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna be, a stable force in the league. But it's just like you can see the future being bright for these players that we have that some guys really want to see on the court. And it's like when you push these vets out in front of them, like you're saying, it's just dead money sitting there. Like with Noel, it's just dead money sitting right there all year long that you could have spent on another guy who
could have given that money to Mitch.
Right. And that's where I honestly feel like Fish. I feel like that was their first mistake with Mitch. It might have been a mistake before that, but I feel like that was the first key mistake because he sat up there and watched Nerlens Noel come on the team in a year and get paid. And he's been here this whole time, and he's been making pennies on the dollar due to his contract of where he was drafted.
Yeah.
He didn't even think to extend him.
Yeah, we should have signed Mitch a while back. We should have got Mitch for the love.
Right.
Now we're going to have to pay him, and I don't feel like – I don't know. I hope we pay him. Like, Mitch is one of my favorite players on the team.
If he's asking for 12 to 13 mil, then I don't see why they wouldn't do that.
Even 15, I can push it up to 15.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for them, it's going to be like, oh, well, he wants too much. If it's me, if he's asking you for 12 to 13 mil, this man has made barely $1 million a season.
I feel like you just owe him that. Just
go ahead and pay him just off of his service.
Yeah.
On past seasons. That's what you should do. If it's
all right, we feel like this is what they should do. This is how I feel like they should come at. Mitch, your play, the way that you've played, you deserve X amount of dollars for what the market is giving you, But since we haven't paid you, we'll try to find a way to give you an extra 2-3 million somewhere, or give them an extra year, give them that 5th year,
Or just build that contract within incentives to where if he hits those incentives, he gets the money, the extra money that some people are talking about, like the 15 mil. You can build in incentives into that contract to where it make it exactly to where it could make it up to 14 to 15 million dollars a year. But I honestly believe that Mitch's prices went up, so especially when you got teams like Detroit and the Charlotte, Dallas, teams that are willing to throw money, even the Pelicans people have reported that are willing to throw money at a big guy. Honestly, I don't know how strong the Pelicans would be on him, but I know for a fact Detroit and Charlotte and Dallas would definitely be in on that.
Charlotte. Ooh, Charlotte would be nice for
because think about it, Fish. These are teams that know they're missing on a center.
Yeah.
They have an all-star potential point guard on each one of those teams.
Yeah.
Really, we could see Mitch go from whatever he's at, 8 to 9 points, easily to 14 points a game on those teams. Because he's going to get the ball more so than him just fighting for a putback 1v5.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's where you gotta get rid of Noel. You gotta clear some cap space.
And see, it's so bad, Fish. Who's willing? That's what we were bringing up on the other stream. Who is willing to really trade for Noel? Like, he would have to be an add-on, and at that contract, it's like that's a hefty add-on. Unless a team just wants to, technically an expiring contract next year.
Expiring contract next year.
Yeah. So technically is an expiring contract next season, so that helps. But it's just the fact that this guy is not going to play.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to even tell a team what you're getting in him because he hasn't played in a year. Really, if we're being honest, this season he hasn't done anything.
You know what we need to do? We need to find one of those teams that hasn't spent 90% of the salary cap and dump them there.
Yeah, they're gonna have that's the
problem. Like Orlando, who doesn't have too many big contracts on the roster, who need somebody to, or like the Thunder, who need like a big contract kind of to take up some of that cap space, so they are above the 90% or at 90%. I think that's the best place to get rid of Noel. You're right. I don't remember the last time he's played.
Yeah, it's bad, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, I was joking around and trolling, but in all seriousness, I was trolling in the past streams. But in all seriousness, the Knicks have really paid for this man's medical bills and him getting a months. That's really what they've done.
You know what the front office messed up at too, though? I'm gonna tell you where it really messed up at. They should have just bought back Bullock. They should have just ran it back. They should have just ran it back completely with the same.
In my opinion, but even though at the I guess in the point in time they thought it was a great signing, I would have just rather, if they're gonna do it, just go ahead and bring Burks and Bullock back.
Yeah.
Instead of Noel, and just sign a guy like Freezy and them were saying, like a Biombo or somebody who can just give you those spot minutes, because you already drafted Sims. You already knew. So like I'm not really sure as why Noel's back. I guess they wanted to reward him in a sense, but in my opinion, I would have wanted Noel to prove it to me, because he's known to be what he is now, which is hurt. He's been hurt most of his career.
That's true.
Hospital beds. That's where he's been constricted to.
Do you feel like when he plays, though, is he in? Does he bring what he's supposed to bring on the court? Like
Noel can't even catch the ball. He has two left hands.
Right. I just can do, like, not what I want them to do, but what I know they can do. Like, I don't judge Mitch off of like, oh, Mitch doesn't have a jumper. Like, I don't ever want to see Mitch shoot.
I will say this though, I wouldn't have paid Bullock what Dallas gave him, but I would have gave him something. I don't think I would have gave him what Dallas paid him, but I would have given him something. And I just checked it out. I didn't know that it's kind of funny to me, but I didn't even know that Taj Gibson was signed next year. I thought he was done after this season, but it seems as though we're paying Taj Gibson $5 million again next year. I thought he was done.
Yep.
Like, 2 years, he got 2 years, $9 million or $10 million.
Yeah,
no, he got 2 years, $10 million.
Yeah, it's going to be about $10 million, and I'm not understanding what we saw in doing that move, because you brought him in originally, remember, Freezy, off the street, vet minimum, and then all of a sudden he gets a raise this season.
Just hand him a clipboard and sit on the bench.
Now he's making $5 million a year. He came in on vet minimum. You picked him up off the street because he was not on the team, and now he's making $5 million off of you a season. Don't really know how I feel about that.
I would say to that, the Knicks traded back in the draft to give Taj Gibson a raise. And every time I think about that, I legit want to slam my face into a pile of dog shit. Every time
I the same way. That is disgusting.
Right.
With their mentality with that.
Right. You trade back in the draft so you can save money to give to Taj Gibson.
Taj Gibson and Nerlens Noel.
Good Lord.
That's what you did.
And so this team is over the salary cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So you legit went over the salary cap for Taj Gibson?
These guys, yeah.
You handcuffed yourself.
Remember, Freezy, they wanted to run it back so badly. This is
but that's my point. Like, why didn't they just run it back? Like, if they were going to do that, they should just ran it back. Like, and then we wouldn't be as fans. We wouldn't be as disappointed. I'm guessing,
because that's like we wouldn't be as disappointed because it's like, okay, this is what we expect.
Yeah, like
we expect a little bit of regression. We don't expect them to be fourth seed again, obviously. But I mean, this is This is basically back to square one of us seeing those ping pong balls again after one season of being away from it.
Yeah, what's the matter with 1 year contracts? Hello, not 3, 4 years. Your hamstring. I mean, come on. I mean, give a 1 year deal. You don't like it? I'll find somebody else. The free agency, they'll take it.
Right.
Goodbye. It's a door.
Right. Man, I am so frustrated, man. Right now, every team that we play, you see nice young pieces. If they're losing, you see nice young pieces, right?
Yes.
And then there's us.
Yes.
And see, Bodega, I would agree with you that Taj Gibson is playing that role, but he's not because of the simple fact that I don't see Udonis Haslem on the court for 20 minutes. He has a presence on that team, but he's not out there for 20 minutes or even 10. It's a rare sighting when you see Udonis Haslem suit up.
Yeah, Udonis Haslem is the substitute teacher,
right? That's what we want Taj to be.
But to keep playing
Yeah, he's only played in 10 games. Udonis Haslem.
All right, and I'm gonna look it up to see how much Udonis Haslem's making because I don't believe it's that of Noel. I mean,
a true story. Udonis Haslem and my brother-in-law's wife. Well, I guess that makes her my sister-in-law. We're best friends in high school.
That's cool.
And people are saying Udonis.
That's crazy, right?
Wow.
People are saying Udonis Haslem's 40. Taj Gibson's not that far from that. I hope y'all know that. Like he's not that far.
Wow, my sister-in-law is 40.
Taj Gibson's. I mean, Udonis Haslem just turned 41. Taj Gibson, he's not that far off from him, guys.
Okay. I was gonna say that didn't sound right.
Somebody said he's an expensive mascot. What would you say about Taj Gibson? What would you say about Taj Gibson if Udonis Haslem's an expensive mascot? That means Taj Gibson is a billionaire's mascot because he's making twice as much. My goodness.
It's so
Udonis makes 2.5, 2.6 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like,
and he think about what he's done for that team. Like we said, he's basically the coach without the clipboard on that bench for that team. He's helping those young guys. He's reeling them in. He has playoff experience. He's won a ring, things like that. So that's why he's very valuable on that bench.
He knows his role, just like that organization. Anyway,
man, man. Listen. When I saw Alec Burks instead of Miles McBride, I knew we were gonna lose.
Yeah, that's what I said
last night.
I threw my slipper at the wall. I go, what are you doing? Lose now. Good, now lose. Because I knew we were gonna lose.
On Trae Young.
Either way, then though, because Burks held us down in the fourth quarter.
Oh please!
No.
I was gonna you late in the game. Late in the game, Burks did score some clutch buckets.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, while Trae Young was heating up, you didn't need Alec Burks to help Trae Young heat up. You needed Miles McBride to shut down Trae Young.
Yes.
Freezy, to that point, it's almost as if we just forgot what happened in the postseason. You watched Alec Burks get cooked by him in the postseason. He was on him. And in past games that we played the Hawks, because he doesn't know how to play the screen right, or for whatever reason he can't fight over the screen correctly. So Burks has been killed by Trae Young every time. So to your point, Freezy, yes, I would have liked to see Deuce out there, different look, better defender, and in that instance, you might have wanted to have him on there to at least calm Trae Young down and say, okay, Bogey, if you're gonna go for 50, let you go for 50. Let you go instead of Trae Young.
I wouldn't have took out Burks. I probably would have took out someone else to put McBride in.
Let me take out Burks. You got to feel that moment. No,
that's fair too. Maybe
I would take out
there, and you put somebody else on the bench. But as long as you at least have McBride on Trae Young, I think
leave the young guys in. Leave the young guys in. Leave the guys in. Let them play. We're not winning anything. We're not winning anything.
Pissing y'all because they're not that good. Like, keep pushing these young guys like they really that good. They're not that good.
I'm not saying that they're good, bro. I'm not saying that they're. Hey, listen. I'm not saying that they're great. I'm not saying that they're excellent players. I'm saying they need experience.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, Fish. Like these guys, like does Alec Burks really need experience?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Well, now we talk about these other young teams, like these other teams that play their young guys. Most of these teams play their young guys because their vets be hurt. Like
It's not about.
they trying to come and then they make something up. Like
a lot of
players,
play their young guys because their young guys are good. Like Memphis plays their young guys because their young guys are good.
Yeah,
but
right?
all they have is young guys too, Uncle Freezy.
Right, I know, because they weeded out the vets so that their good young guys can play. I'm not saying that our young core is elite or comparable to other young cores. What I'm saying is, if we're gonna lose anyway, how about get you guys some minutes, man?
That's it.
Has Alec Burks not played enough minutes this season?
Thank you, Freezy. Thank you. That's what I meant.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I mean, we're 6 games out of the play. I mean, what are we doing here? Come on. Realistically, we're not getting there. We're not getting to the play-in to lose in the first round. Whatever. I can't. Just play them. What do you got to lose now? We're just doing the same scenario all year long. Play the kids, and that's it. I'm not saying they're great fish. Not saying it. I'm going to agree with you, Freezy. Not saying that. I'm not stupid enough to say, we got a bunch of all-star kids on there. No. It's not about contracts anymore. Fournier, their feelings are hurt. Burks is no, just sit them. Just let the kids play.
These dudes had 70 games to prove their worth.
Thank you.
I think with Freezy, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think kind of what you're alluding to is we know what these vets are, essentially. Like, we know what Burks is already. We know what Noel is. We know what Taj is, definitely.
Fournier.
So, Fournier. We know what Fournier is. So I guess at this point, we're kind of in no man's land. We're not basically in that top 5 race right now as far as picks go, and we're not in the play-in race. So it's like you're in no man's land of you're kind of in the middle, but it's not a good spot.
So Sam, true story, right? So okay, story time with Uncle Freezy. Okay. So I was looking for a job this one year. I was out of work, man. The insurance company that I was working for had just whatever it went. So I was out of work, right? And I couldn't find another insurance. It was just weird. So I took a job with the school district. They needed a second grade. They needed black men in their school district because there was not representative. It was not. It was mostly women, basically
to help the image. I got you.
Yeah. And so the lady asked me, she was like, "Yo, you can have 11th grade English, right? And classes rotate. It's high school, or you can take a second grade class." And immediately I'm thinking, like, I got to take the second graders, right? I got to take the second graders because 11th. I don't know if y'all have ever been around 16 or 17-year-old young adult men and women or young adults, but they can make you want to choke strangle them.
Yeah.
And if you can imagine having 30 of them at one time,
oh God,
you know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Yo, give me the second graders," right? So I'm in a class, right? And they're getting used to me, because their teacher went out to have a baby, and she was just going to take the rest of the year off, or whatever the story is, however it goes. I forget.
Leave,
yeah. And so I get the second grade, and what I used to do is draw on the board. It was like a game. Hey, can you guess what I'm thinking? And I would just start to draw a line on the board or whatever. This one day, so the kids, they didn't like it. All they wanted to do was whine and dig in their nose, pull somebody's hair, eat crayons. They have to use the bathroom, untie their shoes, all the second grader stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So this one day I draw a square on the board, right? And I'm like, can you guess what I'm thinking? And then I draw a line about 2/3 the way in the square, right? And this girl jumps up and says, "Oh, SpongeBob!" right? And so she guessed it right. Right? I had only drawn like 3 lines on the board. And so from then on, all the class was like, yay, Uncle Freezy is my favorite. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So I tell them this story, right, about this lady. You know what I'm saying? She's eating porridge. One bowl of porridge is too hot. The other thing of porridge is too cold. And they're like, who eats cold porridge? They're asking me like these weird questions. I'm like, I don't know who eats cold porridge. Like, I don't know. They're weirdos. Like, and I'm talking to them like they're adults, right?
Right.
Like the 2nd graders, I'm speaking to them because I don't know how to speak to kids because my kids are older.
You're weighing out the room. You see what deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the little kid will raise his hand. He's got boogers all on his hand. I'm like, Mr. Johnson. Like I call him by his last name. He's like an adult. And so I get to the end of the story, right? And this thing, right? And the kid, no lie. I get to the end of the Goldilocks story, and a kid stands up and says, "Dumb blonde." Right? It's hilarious as hell, right?
It's hysterical.
Yeah, but think about a kid 6 about to turn 7 stands up and says, "Dumb blonde." Right, because Goldilocks had gone through all these weird things trying to figure out the perfect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, dumb blonde. And when I laugh, the kids don't get it, right? The kids are like, what's Uncle Freezy laughing at?
Yeah, poker face chick.
But when I tell all the teachers, the adults, like I go in the teacher's lounge and I tell a story to them, they're like, everybody's cracking up. So they're telling the story about what happened in my class. Right. And so what I'm getting at, is this Fish, is the scenario is not really gonna be ideal because of where we are, right? So historically we're a losing franchise, right? And so we get a star who we think is a star, but he's really not. And then we get a good coach who we think is a good coach, but in this setting, he's really not. Right? But we look at these kids who we want to be something, but guess what? They're really not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they will never be. I'm not saying Grimes and McBride and Sims and RJ and Obi and Cam and all these guys will never be great players, but in this moment, they're not, right? So the thing I'm saying is if you don't know, it's like, so if you're stuck in the middle, like Goldilocks, like you have all these vets and you have all these young guys, why not compromise? This is just right. One bed is too hard, the other bed is too soft. How about the soft bed, the bed in the middle? If this porridge is too hot and this porridge is too cold, how about the thing in the middle? The thing is you played the vets 70 plus games already. They already played 70 plus games and they already gave you what they had.
That's right.
And that's a double-digit below 500 record.
That's right.
The other extreme is if you play the kids, they're going to make a bunch of mistakes and you're going to get blown out the gym. Right? So how about acquiesce to the middle? Right? Like not play all the vets, not play all the young guys, but just give the young guys more minutes, take minutes away from the vets.
That's right.
And give those minutes to the kids.
Thank you.
So that you have a balance.
Yes.
Right?
I get what you're saying, Uncle Freezy. I totally get it.
Did you get the dumb blonde reference for Goldilocks?
Yeah, I got that. I got the whole. Okay. But my thing is that the roster, either way you turn the roster over, the vets are gonna have to play. Like, you know what I mean? If you turn the roster and give it up to the kids, then all the vets are still gonna play because we don't have that many kids. We don't have that many young players. Like, we're still gonna have to play Randall, of course. We're still gonna have to play Fournier, and we're still gonna have to play Burks. Am I right or am I wrong?
Right.
Yeah,
So,
but a
but
balance.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. This is why it would be imbalanced because Randall would have to start still. You're not going to put Randall on the bench.
no, start Randall. Okay.
Okay, you start Randall. Okay, so that's 4 spots left, right? So Mitch,
Wait. Before you go to start Randall, right?
yeah,
But don't play him 38 minutes. How about play Randall 28 minutes?
Yes.
right. But I get all of that. But what I'm saying is that we're still going to be in a no direction lane.
Yeah, but that's not yeah, but we already know we're in the no direction phase. We're there now. We have a losing record, so you got to try something to say, hey, we got the kids there. Let's even it out. Let's try something different. Because you know something, this is my team. This is the players that I have on my team that are sitting on the bench. I would like to see them play. That's it. It's all. It's not about me getting another win because we're not. Now we may not be with the young guys, but I want to see a fair shake. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nah, but then at the same time, though, we have a lot of young players that play the same spots.
Yeah.
Like RJ, Grimes, Cam, McBride. You can say McBride, and Quickly. They're all off guards in a sense. That's
Right.
You feel me? They're all.
I hate to cut y'all off. I gotta head out. Busy day ahead of me. Busy.
Later, Tim.
To join back on with y'all on another stream this week, but it's gonna be pretty hectic. Peace and blessings. Y'all stay safe.
You too, Sam.
All right, boss. Yeah, and Fish, I get what you're saying.
That's my point. My point is that I feel like, yeah, Tibbs could do a better job of taking little minutes here and there, which he has been doing. I feel like it's the front office fault for not having a direction. You feel me? Like if we had all young guys and we only had Randall and maybe like Burks or maybe even Taj, then I would fully agree with that. Right. But I just feel like either way we turn the roster over, we're gonna look at it like, okay, well, he's not playing. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? I'm a little freezy.
Right.
Like,
no,
okay,
I get that.
Yeah, if we play, let's just say if we play Cam 27 minutes, then Grimes wouldn't get enough minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or then McBride wouldn't get enough. I just feel like the front office put Tibbs in a bad situation to where we think like, oh, Tibbs doesn't play the kids, when that's absolutely not true at all.
Well, no, I agree with that part. So I don't dispute that. What I'm getting at is you're 12 games under 500 with 9 games to go.
They're trying to say you should shut it down.
What I'm saying is put the young kids on some film so that you can evaluate during the summer.
Okay.
Right. I'm not saying bench Fournier and bench Burks. What I'm saying is I would look at giving these dudes about 18 minutes a game the rest of the way and see what I have in Grimes and McBride and Sims. Even if it comes at the expense of cutting RJ's minutes.
Okay. Right. Now that's where you would win at. If you cut the minutes of the young guys that you already know are established. Like if you cut Mitch's minutes and gave them to Sims, and you cut more of Quickly minutes and gave them to McBride or Grimes, and that would be more understandable because you kind of know what these guys are what you want from them in a sense. Like, you know,
because you don't want to alienate Fish. You also don't want to alienate your veterans because the veterans are a part of the team.
True.
You feel me? So I don't want to bench Fournier. I don't want to bench a professional just to give a young guy minutes. I would, however, cut his minutes. I say, hey, this is temporary. When training camp open, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna battle it out for minutes. But as far as this scenario goes, I gotta see what I have in extended minutes in Deuce McBride.
Could they already know what they have in Deuce McBride and want to keep him and trying to showcase the vets to get rid of them? Could that be the?
I don't know, bro. Alec Burks has 11 seasons of tape. Is 9 games going to change anything based on 11 years of tape?
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, Fournier has 10 seasons on tape. You feel me? So what I'm getting at is I would really consider giving these kids an extended look. It's like the Jets fans in the building. The Jets fans go through this every year. Every year they bench vets to see what the young guys have, and they still suck. So shout out to the Jets fans, by the way. So, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here a little bit early so I can get some rest, so I can do Knicks freestyle and watch the game later on. I invite everybody to come back through to watch Knicks freestyle. It's the first time the guys have been on in a while, and so we're gonna crank up with the shows and everything. The schedules have been really weird here lately, and so what we're gonna try to do is crank all the shows and stuff back up, get them back on track, get them back on regular schedule. Cats have been like out of town on work for their job and working weird shifts with their jobs and stuff, and like personal stuff going on. So Knicks freestyle will be back on. The other shows will be back on within a week or two. We just need to get back on track. I'm gonna get out of here, man. Thank y'all, everybody, for coming through.
Thank you, Freddie. Thanks, man.
Hey, D'Angelo, thanks for being super cool, bro.
Oh, you're the best, man. Well, all you guys, everybody, especially you.
Hey, when I come up to the city, man, we got to go out to dinner, man.
You got it.
All right, boss.
Like the Italian restaurant, right. Eat the meat. Eat the meat. You go, brother. Have a great day.
All right, man.
Take care.
All right, later. All right, fish.